Now I'm being joined by Hou Yifan. Congratulations for your victory with the white pieces in the Schachbundesliga. Can you tell us something about your game?
Thank you. Yeah, today I thought it was a very interesting game because not far from after the opening, actually the position suddenly become very sharp, very complicated. And during the game, I was kind of happy that my opponent actually allowed me some chances to continue my attack. For example, I thought his couple moves like h6, queen b8. I mean, it might be okay, but from human point of view, I thought it gives me some chances to push knight f5 because then there will be no more g6, and then later on there's some sacrifice on h6. But I thought the critical moment came by when I played knight f5, decided to sacrifice because after e take this d4, of course I'm not going to take on with bishop and exchange on f6. I want to sacrifice either the piece or the e4 pawn. So after some calculation, I decided to sacrifice a piece because I thought the attack would be unstoppable. But somehow I was hesitating a lot between knight takes h6 or knight takes g7 sacrificing. Still, I'm not so sure. Probably knight g7 could be a better version because in this case, black's dark square bishop would be exchanged, and with this bishop on b2, this pin, if black cannot successfully push d5, d4, then I thought white would be very promising. But after that, both of the players were facing some time pressure and probably some inaccurate moves occurred. For example, after queen g5, probably he can try knight g8 instead of rook d7. But in general, I thought there should be at least enough compensation for white. I mean, should be better position if there's, uncertain winning or not.
Congratulations again. Sounds like a very good victory. You are from far away. Did you come from England or did you come from China to join the match here today?
I came from Oxford because I'm studying there, so it's not far away comparing to where I used to live.
And do you consider to play more often because you are closer to Baden-Baden than before here?
That would be good. I mean, because I'm studying Europe at least for a year, if not 2 to 3 years. And there are a lot of tournaments in Europe, especially Germany, where actually I played the 2 previous Grand K chess tournaments here. And of course, I hope that if time allows and if there's an opportunity that the organizer gonna invite me, I'm definitely happy to consider to play more often. And personally, for me, the issue would be try to balance in the time with chess and study. So we will see. But at least I was also on the team's list for last year's Bundesliga, but somehow we didn't manage. So I'm happy that I actually played the 2 previous stages of the Bundesliga. And the good thing is the games normally played in the weekend, and normally my class is run from Monday to Friday, so I can catch it in a better situation.
It's very nice to have you here. And what do you study in Oxford?
A Master of Public Policy, so it's a 1-year taught course. But I'm also a Rhodes Scholar, and normally the scholarship would like us to spend 2 to 3 years there, not only to study but also to explore Oxford better, to kind of learn through this educational system and the social activities there.
And can you bring in some inspiration from the game of chess into your studies to make some synergy effects?
Well, definitely what you mentioned would be the next step because besides the studies, actually I met different students from different backgrounds. For example, like Rhodes Scholars, like my cohort of my program and other other students. But somehow it surprised me that some of them were actually quite good at chess. Or used to be a decent player at a very young age, but when they grew up, they faced a kind of intersection. You need to make a choice, and normally they went for the academic career, but that doesn't mean they know nothing about chess. And I hope that this background would spark more connection between chess and between the chess world and outside of the chess world. And I also hope that it would be another way to promote chess, not within the professional world, not for the the fundamental of chess trainings, but something outside, because I thought that would be a kind of diversified elements.
People who are interested in chess can enjoy the game too on a hobby level, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Not only on hobby level, I mean, they're actually decent players with elo ratings at least. And also some of them, for example, also following the World Championship match now, playing in London. And in recent years, because artificial intelligence is very popular, actually, some of them are interested with this AI-related stuff, and chess considered to be also have a deep connection with it. So basically what I meant before is like there are different ways that could try to see the connection with chess, and also that could be a kind of potential part that I'm interested for my future career, for example, after my graduation. Yeah, now it's still like a blueprint with different points, and I hope that through studies and also through the activities within chess or outside of chess world, I could try to explore more possibilities to try to make it a clear goal in the future.
Really cool. You mentioned it, the Chess World Championships are very close to Oxford. Did you keep it yourself there?
Well, actually, I visited twice. So first time was opening ceremony before the game starts. The tension was not yet there yet. And then I visited, I think, last Thursday. Because I had friends who are actually interested about the match, so I accompanied them to visit the playing venue, and also I joined the commentary at some moment. And besides that, although I'm not exactly in London every day due to my class schedule, but I actually also did, I think, quite sometimes commentary on chess.com as well. So basically, I'm definitely following the match. The advantage here is like I'm not, for example, suffering from time difference, because normally when I was in China, the tournaments held in Europe, there will be 7 to 8 hours time difference. It would be very difficult to follow live. But here, I thought it's very good, and I'm also very excited to see that how the match will going on.
You played a lot of games against Fabiano Caruana and Magnus Carlsen. What do you think are the strengths of both players?
Well, apparently they are the strongest players nowadays, and I do think they do have this, unique skills. So, personally, my results with Fabiano was slightly better, but I thought one of his biggest, strength is that he has a very, very strong nerve, very tough. Whatever his position is winning or losing, he will sit there and insist until the last minute. So because of this, he actually tried to fight back from many very bad positions. We might also notice it in the first game of the match. So I thought it really helped him a lot, and he's basically very, he's basically not emotional. Whatever the previous result is, it will never influence his next games. I thought it's very important for a chess player. It's some skills, not only the chess techniques, but matters a lot for the tournament's results and your achievements. And I thought for Magnus, clearly he has a very, very pure and strong technique, especially in those very subtle positions. Though many of them looks quite drawish, quite equal, he can try to slowly improving and finally to win the game. Actually, I lost him at least once or twice, like such a positions. So it's definitely one of the biggest advantage. But so far the match, I thought both of them showed great performance. Though there were some up and down moments, but sometimes when you made one mistake, it's okay, but then they realize that they become alert, and then they're trying to find the best moves to fight back. I thought that really shows the chess fans a great match. And though most of the results until this moment are all draw, but it doesn't mean it's kind of solid, boring, but instead they really come up with brilliant ideas, and at least personally, I enjoy to follow it quite a lot.
And about the match so far, also both players had winning chances. So Magnus Carlsen the first game, and Caruana with this endgame with a piece up. What do you think? What is your guess? Who will become world champion?
It's really hard to say even until this moment, because there are two classical games left. I would assume if any of them try to win a game, and then that would be, the player would mainly become the winner. But as we all see, it's not easy at all. And I thought the first game was a great opportunity for Magnus. If he tried to win that game, the whole situation might change. And there are also opportunities for Fabiano when winning chance in this end game, and also there are other couple of positions he was clearly better. But I thought practically, at least for me, that was more difficult to win, to be honest. Although he had more winning chances, but none of them seems like practically easy to find during the game. But on contrary, I thought the chance for Magnus in the first round was relatively high. But I thought both of the players tried to adapt very well to adjust the tournament situation and psychologically be ready for the following games.
And what do you think about the tiebreakers? A lot of strong players. I think Magnus is a stronger rapid player, a stronger blitz player. What is your opinion?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really play with them a lot of rapid and blitz compared to classical games, so I thought that I could not really give very objective evaluation based on my personal, experience. But in general, I thought that, Magnus showed great achievements in rapid and blitz in previous years, while Fabiano, I thought he might spend a lot of time training on these rapid blades just in case for the tiebreaks, because so far his result was not as promising as Magnus. It's still very good, but it's not that like dominating. So probably Fabiano's team has spent some time to prepare, so we really don't know what happened. And also we need to consider that the situation is not the same as any other rapid blitz event, because they were playing for 20 days after 12 classical games, which was very exciting, but must be very tired for both of players. So physically, probably they're not in a very energetic shape to play the rapid blitz. And in addition, also they've already played a lot of games, knew each other's opening strategy, home preparation, and it's not like start from zero, and it's hard to come up with some new opening to surprise. So I thought it's different. It's basically a rapid blitz match, a tiebreak. So I'm actually very looking forward to follow it.
But I think in a tiebreak match of a World Chess Championship, there a lot is on stake for both players. Who do you think is more rational, more cool, or not so emotional in such a situation?
Well, clearly that normally the performance under such a match wouldn't be the highest. So there are not a lot of creative ideas, there are a lot of beauty. They're trying to be very solid and seeking for the chances based on I'm not going to lose any of this position. So as you mentioned, probably there would be less emotional and more objective. But that's completely normal, and probably it was mainly for the rapid, because when things, if we're going to the blitz or even Armageddon, then things will be completely changed. Yeah, so we'll see.
We will see. Thank you very much for the interview and your insights. I wish you a very good game tomorrow in Baden-Baden.
Thank you.